I love creating the podcast. If you have enjoyed the episodes in any way, the best way to support me is my subscription link. For as little as $3 a month, you can help support the time and production cost included in producing the podcast. My name is Barbara Ann Briggs, and I'm a certified teacher of transcendental meditation and also a certified consciousness advisor. I'm also the author of 3 books: Pilgrimage on the Path of Love, a novel of visionary fiction, which has been hailed as the perfect amalgamation of spiritual awakening and self-discovery. I'm also the author of The Contribution of Maharshi's Vedic Science to Complete Fulfillment in Life. This book contains over 100 quotations by Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. My 3rd book is called Guide to Good Health: 7 Simple Health Hacks, and this book explains the fundamentals of Ayurveda. I'm a poet and a freelance journalist with numerous articles published in many different parts of the world. In this podcast, The Essence of Life, we will begin to understand the meaning of what is actually the essence of life and where can we find it. The essence of life is hidden in the silent source of life itself. The subject of today's podcast is the art of focusing on one thing at a time. So I'm very happy to be speaking about this subject today because this topic is so important. Because so many times people try to do so many things at once and they find that they're not able to accomplish their tasks with the same amount of depth and the same amount of efficiency as if they were able to focus on one thing at a time. Have you ever opened 5 different pages on the computer, started 3 tasks at once, and actually ended up not even finishing one of them? So today we're actually exploring why focusing on just one thing and doing it well can actually transform our creativity, our productivity, our clarity, and even our peace of mind. Focusing on one thing at a time actually deepens our concentration and reduces stress. It also helps us to complete the task more efficiently and with less mental fatigue. When we struggle to focus and we try to do so many things at once, it really doesn't work because there's an attention deficit. Neuroscience tells us when we're trying to divide our mind into many different things at once, it doesn't really work. It just makes the mind cluttered, and we have this sense of busyness. And when we have so much digital distraction, like our phones, our notifications, our emails, all the different things, our Google searches, everything is coming at us at once. And we find that we're not able to develop the capacity to have a single-minded focus on one thing. Actually, the writer Eckhart Tolle, there's a quotation where he says, "Wherever you are, be there totally." And this is very important because it just gives the idea that there's a hidden power of single tasking rather than multitasking. So it's even found that when we're deeply engaged and we're less distracted in our work, then this leads to a kind of flow state where we're just in harmony with what we're doing, and we're just feeling much more like we're actually absorbed in the given moment. And when we're able to be in the kind of flow state, then we're able to do less and accomplish much more. We even find that we have less mistakes in our work, and the quality and the creativity of the mind is much more when we focus on one thing at a time. There's a kind of deeper satisfaction in this flow state, and it gives the brain the ability to explore things at a much greater depth. And we have more inner connections, more neural connections in the brain when we're focusing on one thing at a time. So it's very important, this idea. There's an art of focusing on one thing at a time. And actually part of the art of doing this, and there's some simple practices to improve our ability to focus on one thing at a time. And that's one of the things we can do is create a distraction-free space. So it's kind of like we could call it digital hygiene. We're creating a distraction-free space, and we're reducing fatigue in the body. So another way we can do this is through a practice of meditation. When we practice meditation, it strengthens our ability to focus sharply, and also at the same time it broadens our comprehension. The practice of transcendental meditation is very effective for deepening our ability to focus sharply and also broaden our comprehension simultaneously. When we practice transcendental meditation, the mind begins to settle down so that rather than being absorbed in the surface active, very busy level of the surface level of the mind begins to settle down to quieter and quieter levels of the thinking process until we gain the habit of transcending thought altogether and experiencing that state of pure consciousness, unbounded awareness. And this state of pure consciousness is a state of infinite creativity, and it's a state of total relaxation, inner silence, inner harmony, inner peace. And the ability to experience pure consciousness is actually gives us the ability to have greater intellectual ability, greater coherence in the brain after the meditation is over. And this greater coherence, creativity, and intellectual alertness enables us to do more with less effort, and we can achieve more with less strain and less stress. So, this practice of transcendental meditation is a tool for strengthening our focus, and it's even a doorway to developing higher states of consciousness. So it's a very important practice to move from multitasking all the time to single tasking, and just try focusing on one thing for the next 24 hours, and then reflect on how you feel by just focusing on one thing at a time. And when I mention this, it's also like if you're eating a meal, focus on the food that you're eating, and don't divide your attention by looking at the computer or looking at the television screen or clicking on the notifications on your phone. Just enjoy the meal, focus on the meal, and just experience how much more you enjoy the food, and actually the digestion improves just by having the attention on what we're doing at one time. At each time, we have our full attention on what we're doing when we're eating, when we're writing a paper, when we're talking to a friend, when we're enjoying a walk in the park. When we're enjoying a walk in the park, don't have the phone in front of you and ignore all the beauty of the flowers and the trees and the grass. and the colors and the smells. Just enjoy each moment in its full value. Wherever you are, be there totally. And this is what we mean when we say that the art of focusing on one thing at a time. You can just think what would change in your life if you simply gave your full presence to one task at a time. Just reflect on that. And you can send me any of your reflections or your experiences of how it felt just by focusing for the next 24 hours on one thing at a time. I'd be happy to explore this topic with you more in depth in some later video on my YouTube channel. I'll be going into this topic much more deeply. So it's been a great joy speaking to you today, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. If you'd like to learn more about my work, I'd like to invite you to my YouTube channel, Living Wisdom with Barbara Briggs, and I'd also like to invite you to my website, barbaraannbriggs.com, where you can download the first chapter of my novel, Pilgrimage on the Path of Love, for free on the home page. And you can also download my book, Blossoms of Love, with beautiful quotations and images of flowers by great saints. So it's been a great pleasure speaking to you today, and I look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon. Until we meet again, very, very best wishes to you.